Right, and in my opinion, what Rogue needs to do is to get an aggressive jungler to allow upon the original to invade onto Vainglory and fight back. If they give the matchup to TSM and if they give Vainglory the stronger jungle hero, they're not going to do too great because TSM is going to be able to output too much pressure, and part of the original is not going to be able to do what he knows how to do very well, which is to play aggressive.
All right, well, creative differences on the desk here as Catherine and Grace going to be the first two bans of this draft. Fairly unsurprising when the Catherine is the first ban to see the Grace follow. Krull will be picked up by Rogue, so very happy to get upon the original onto one of his very comfortable picks.
Yeah, I'm very happy to see them do that because it just plays into their strengths. The Rhyme, however, is still open and TSM can still pick it up. If Rogue doesn't ban it, they prioritize to go onto the lance to take it away from Evo. Also, it's a hero we've talked about so many different times. Evo plays it really well, so it's really smart to take it away from him.
Yeah, and Krull, we may have a difference of opinion on what their strengths are, but Krull is one that ticks both of those boxes. So both of us, I think, are very happy to see the Krull come out for the side of Rogue and not allow it to be denied from them. So we'll see if they're going to be able to make it work. But now, with the Scarf taken off the board, you almost have to wonder, is Rogue going to go ahead and ban away the Celeste? Because if you give Best Chuck the Celeste and you don't have the Scarf to answer, I don't know if Hammy is going to be able to have the same level of effect.
We'll have to see where they go with this one in terms of the ban. Wouldn't be too surprised to see a Rhyme taken away just so that Vainglory doesn't get his greasy mitts onto that one. Well, I assume his mitts are greasy. They may not be. But it's going to be the Celeste banned away, and Petal immediately locked in for TSM.
Yeah, very quick grab on the Petal for Team Solamid. Obviously, going to be looking to try and counter the Krull a bit. Could also get flexed into the lane. This is one of the things that makes picking against a Petal somewhat difficult, because now, if you try and build your composition around the assumption that it's a Crystal Petal in the jungle, they just move it up into the lane, and the things that counter a Crystal Petal are very different from what does well against a Weapon Petal.
Rogue do have multiple options here. They could go with the Adagio. CP Idris is still up, but it's not something that Hammy's played too often. Vox is still there, and Jewel is also still there. First thing they do is they go with the Fortress, and this is most likely going to be a carry or a captain Fortress, not a carry captain. That would be very interesting to watch, but it's most likely going to be a captain Fortress going to Evil, playing with that Krull. It's something that can allow Krull to close the gap on Petal with his A ability and allow Krull to play really aggressive. The Kestrel comes out. This is one of Hammy's top picks when he hasn't had the Scarf in the past and when he hasn't played the Jewel. The only thing about it is that it's double weapon power, and I actually don't like Kestrel too much with Krull if Krull is diving. If Krull dives too often, Kestrel's follow-up is not the best because of her Glimmer shots being blocked by the front line. But if Krull plays around Kestrel instead and allows Kestrel to poke, then it can work out.
The thing is, if you have the Krull playing around the Kestrel, then all of a sudden the Fortress becomes an almost useless pick because the Fortress is all about that dive and hard engage. So I'm in agreement on you. I don't like the Kestrel pick with this combination. I don't like the Fortress pick, to be specific. Like the Kestrel I would have been fine with. It's the Fortress pick that I have a little bit of an issue with because it, again, goes away from that double protect the carry style that I think Rogue is best with. But
I want to stop talking about Rogue. I want to talk about TSM here because they picked up a Jewel alongside a Petal. So this is maybe CP Petal going into the jungle.
Yeah,
it could be another CP.
No, expected the Petal to be in the jungle to counter the Krull.
Yeah, it's going to be a CP the Petal going up against Krull to try and counter him to not lose the jungle matchup because, again, Vainglory likes to have the stronger jungle matchup, and then the Jewel is going to play in lane versus the Kestrel.
All right, well, it's time to get on into the second game of our finals. It's time to see if TSM can finish out this week and get their first win of the season. Hashtag Vainglory 8. Let us know who you're supporting. It's time to jump into game 2 of TSM up against Rogue.
Thanks, guys, once again. And here we are, Denominate. TSM have got match point over Rogue in such a dominating fashion in game number 1. This time around, Best Chuck, he's on the Jewel. Vainglory's on that Petal to counter that Rhyme.
Yeah, the Krull is going to be very countered by the Petal in the jungle. And obviously, Vainglory has a history of playing this Petal. Rogue is starting with a very aggressive start, though. They're using this Fortress to their advantage. Will Flash be able to get the steal here, and will he be in danger?
Not like he will. In fact, Evo will get that one. What a perfect way to start the game.
Yeah, great way to start, and that is now going to be Rogue looking to get some ambience here. Evil actually going to be the one on the Kroll this game around as well to make note of. So it's not a carry Kroll like Bacon was hoping. Instead, it is going to be Pon the Original on that Crystal and Tension Bow Fortress.
Yeah, instead, that's a bit of a change around. I mean, Pon on the Fortress instead. Evo's going to play a more supportive role in this game. Getting some cooldown, you can imagine, for those Hell Hearts and just sticking on the back line. Well, sticking on Chuck if he can and protecting Hammy. Hammy, again, the one true carry. And we've seen this happen before where Rogue pick these compositions where they want to protect one carry, and Hammy is definitely the one to do so.
Hammy is absolutely the one to do so, but I don't know if a Weapon Kestrel in the lane is going to be enough to be that hyper carry against a team like TSM. It is going to be a lot for Hammy to try to get those Glimmer shots, both through Flash, as well as trying to get them through the Munions as well. And obviously with Jewel in your face, when she is facing you, that heavy plating does give her that additional armor from the front. So as long as Best Chuck doesn't get hit in the back by any Glimmer shots, then overall he should be all right. You know, he shouldn't take too much damage in these fights. I'm not sure I'm in love with this composition that Rogue has put together.
How you fit heavy plating onto a Yeti, I don't know. Maybe it's wearing some steel plate body armor or something. I wouldn't know.
It's obviously going to be like the Yeti fat here, like the Yeti fat.
Oh yeah, okay. So it's not really heavy plating, it's just fat plating, right? Fat padding.
Yeah, there we go.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I mean, Hammy's going to have to chunk through that one way or another, because Pon isn't really going to build full damage items early on. I mean, we've seen this today already. Again, like this is the second time we've had Fortress up in this jungle role, where he goes Storm Crown, then goes an Aftershock, so very delayed build, and it does do a little bit of damage, but you are relying on your carry up in the lane. Evo taking a large chunk out of Best Chuck and A, and Flash X is going to have to back off as well. Hammy's innate range advantage in this lane is proving quite troublesome for TSM, although Von C now in a lot of trouble. Pon is going to jump on him. Here comes Hammy as well with the damage, but Flash X with a Bugle, Githian Wall, and a route onto Evo will spell First Blood for TSM, and this could be Second Blood as well if Hammy's not careful, just gets caught around Flash X, refusing to move out of the way, and that'll be Best Chuck and A securing that one for himself as well.
Yeah, and TSM's actually already got a lot of damage going onto this turret, and again, I'm not sure I'm in love with this Captain Kroll pick. I mean, it does kind of make sense as the game gets later on. We could see the Echo come out on the From Hell's Heart, but his Dead Man's Rush and his Spectral Spite, they just don't really do anything for the team. You are putting all your eggs into the Evol basket here, trying to get good stuns down, allowing Pon the Original and Hammy to get onto a target, but now it's Pon the Original caught out.
Oh, he is caught out big time. Crystal Sentry is there as well. Oh dear, Best Chuck and A. With the turnaround, Thunderstrike tried to steal the kill from Von C, but he will pick it up for himself. And now Evo's in a little bit of trouble, does get rooted up, trying to run away, impaled as well. Githian Wall is going to land, and that'll be another kill to Best Chuck. 2-0 on both hard-hitting carries for TSM at 4 minutes into the game here, Day. This is looking pretty bad for Rogue, and they're going to have to come back with something special to make sure Hammy gets fed.
Yeah, Sorrow Blade complete for Best Chuck. That is going to make those Thunderstrikes start to hit pretty hard, as well as obviously this Book of Eulogies in his pocket, and now that Flash is up here with the Iron Guard contract as well. Even though he was on low health, he's going to be able to heal up through it off of this lane wave. I mean, look at that. Already back at 75% health. Healthy enough for the next fight. They do have quite an edge formed for themselves already. And now Best Chuck looking to rotate down here, get that ambient gold with Von C. You know, again, the pedal, incredibly easy to play both into the Fortress and into the Kroll in the jungle, at least you know, as far as my opinion goes. Both of them obviously melee heroes, have to come through the seeds. The Munions will be able to slow them up as well. So even flexing the Kroll into the captain position doesn't really save you too much as far as your carry goes. Vainglory obviously still going to be able to just come here into the jungle, and now Pond, you're in a rough spot.
Pond's a little bit caught out. Githian War, Attack of the Pack's going to get unleashed. Evil and Hammy are making their way to the fight as well. Spontaneous Combustion is available for Von C. Does pop a couple of those little seeds, is going to chunk that flask as well. Flash X moving forwards now as Best Chuck and Ace entered the fray. Rocket Leap straight on top of Hammy. Signals the double kill. Evo's going to get taken out as well. TSM find an ace at 6 minutes. They're going to find a gold miner, and would you look at that, they're going to find a turret as well.
Yeah, TSM is literally just manhandling Rogue at this point. Let's get into this replay. It was Rogue that way overcommitted to a fight. We see the root, Pond the original pops the Attack of the Pack, and then it's Von C and Flash on the run here. But what they weren't expecting, what they weren't ready for, watch, the flask gets popped for Von C, the fountain gets popped by Flash. Here comes Chuck, though, with a double stun on that rocket leap, able to clean up 2 kills, and then with only the Captain Evil alive, they're able to just clean him up. Von C, obviously with the Frostburn, able to chase down the Krull easily, and that's a huge lead for TSM here. Almost 7 minutes into this game, sitting at 4,500 gold already.
Yeah, we're 7 minutes in, 4,500 gold. That is actually ridiculous. TSM looks so on form in this game, and whether that's down to Rogue's draft here and saying, you know, Hammy, maybe, yes, he is this hyper carry that we need, but we also need Pon on something that can just dish out the pressure rather than something as supportive as a Fortress. Because right now, TSM, they've got the early game of this Petal, they're making it work. Perfect kill distribution as well, with the 4 kills on Best Chuck and 3 kills on Von C, Frostburns. I mean, I could just list off the items they've got over Rogue right now. This is looking in dire straits, and with that gold miner picked up as well, a root lands on Hammy, a big red button gets opened up. Evo diving into the fray, Pon the original already really low, and a spontaneous combustion will finish off both of them at once. Unbeatable. Hammy gets dove underneath the turret. Those thunder strikes hitting 500 damage at a time now, and TSM find another ace, and they're going to find another turret as well.
And this is an incredibly rough spot to be in. The Fortress, you really want to take that mid-game advantage, and they've been unable to do so. And now we're 8 minutes into this game, and the only damage that Pond the original has, with the exception of the Dragon Blood contract, is a Storm Crown. And that's just... It's not enough damage. Hammy doesn't have enough damage online either. Kestrel really won't take off until that second monocle is complete. That or a monocle and a tornado trigger, depending on how he goes. And now TSM just doing their work here, splitting that ambient gold again here in the back, working Chuck towards that second monocle of his own. These Thunder Strikes with the overdriven effect on them obviously allows them to crit. You saw it there, 519 big damage coming through onto Hammy. 1 shot, 1 kill, scratches Best Chuck. And this is not a comfortable position for a Rogue to be in. They're playing way on the back foot at this point. 10-0 for the side of TSM, with 7,000, 8,000 gold in favor.
This is exactly what Flash X was talking about, getting TSM's head back in the game. A little bit of a lackluster start in the first 2 weeks, but right now they are looking on form. Von C, he's at 5 kills. He's now picked up an infusion as well as the Broken Myth. They're well on their way to ending this game fairly early, and they're well on their way for a perfect game as well. Didn't quite find the one against Cloud9 earlier on today, but with that gold miner secured, just adds another trickle of gold to their bank account. 9,000 gold in the lead. The gold totals ticking up, with Hammy only just picking up his second tier 3 item now as well. He's really going to have to step up to the plate, because right now he is the only damage source that Rogue have.
Yeah, and 1,000 gold a minute in the lead for TSM right now. That is crazy numbers. And, you know, again, just seeing the same thing. Every time TSM gets a good rotation, they take an objective, and then Best Chuck and Von C take advantage of the fact that the lane is nowhere near their turret. They share some ambient gold. Chuck now has that second monocle online. He has a reflex block. He has that flask ready to go. In fact, everybody still has that flask in their pocket. Everybody has that proc ready. It's going to give them sustain in the next fight. But with the damage that's coming through out of Chuck, I just don't know if that flask is going to be enough.
I don't think it will either. Flash X takes 1 shot, 1 kill. and he takes it quite handily. Crystal Sentry all started up. Rogue, though, they have been spotted out. They are aware of this. They are aware that's going on, but all they can do is be onlookers in this situation. Flash X using that combat role in the brush. No turret there for Rogue to run back to. They have to actually just run back to their base entirely. Evo is going to go in, but Best Chuck and A is going to trade a couple of Thunder Strikes his way. And the Thunder Strikes right now are doing about half of Hammy's health, mind you. Got to put that in context, as he's nearing his third item as well. 2 monocles on the board. Those turrets will fall very sharpish. Rogue, they need to make something happen. They need to make something happen now.
Yeah, and Hammy is still quite a ways away from that third item, actually. He is sitting on the Book of Eulogies, but with 1,400 gold in his pocket, he is only about halfway to that third tier 3 item. On the original,
Well,
the attack of the pack!
Here's the attack of the pack. Githim Wall's going to come up. That's a big stun onto Best Chuck and A, but Hammy's already dead. Rocket Leap straight on top of Evo. They find the stun. And Pod the original just wonders where his carries have gone. He's going to fall as well. TSM with another ace. Hammy had the perfect setup on Best Chuck, but he just gets turned round and thunderstruck. The base is going to get opened up. Crystal Sentry is going to get eliminated. TSM on their way to ending this game extremely early.
Yeah, we're only 12 minutes in. They can't even turn their attention onto a Kraken at this point. And there's nowhere near enough damage on the side of Rogue right now. Let's get into this replay and we'll watch. The engagement was executed properly as far as if the builds were even, but we'll see. The damage coming through, they just don't have it. They kite away the wolves. It is Best Chuck that gets stunned up, but they're just not doing enough damage to him. That flask gets popped. It gives him that additional barrier, that additional health, and then Best Chuck able to 1v1 out Evol there on Kroll, and Petal gonna take down Pon the original as well. Clean ace left and right for TSM. And again, they take the objectives. TSM rotates to get the ambience onto Chuck and onto Von C. They're doing it again right now. This is gonna put Best Chuck, you know, he has that tornado trigger online, but it gives him enough gold now to buy a level 12 infusion, and this Jewel just got scarier.
This is a Herculean lead for TSM. 13,000 gold. You're right on the money, Denominator. It's 1,000 gold a minute, and they are keeping it that way. Full metal jacket, or metal jacket even for Flash X, was picked up very early on, so Hammy's doing even less damage. There comes the boomerang. Can he find the block? No, he cannot, and he's already dead. Yeah, I think that from Hell's Heart just disappeared soon as he just let it go, or at least he did. Another root lands onto Pon. He gets thunderstruck again. Ace for TSM. This is turning out to be a hell of a stomp of a game. 13 minutes in. I don't think they can even end. Evol's going to be up in a couple of seconds.
I think they're just going to go for the end. Look at the damage this Jewel is putting out, Jaws. There's no reason TSM doesn't.
They're doing it. 13 and a half minute game for TSM. Rogue fall and domination. I just cannot believe what I just witnessed. 2-0, and TSM are your winners of this week.
Yeah, perfect game going over to TSM, and you know, I think we're going to have some pretty upset words coming from our buddy Bacon over on the desk, Jaws. I don't think he's going to be in love with the Fortress pick either. And, you know, TSM, they're